Okay, okay. And we are live. Welcome, everyone on Facebook, on YouTube, whatever platform you are listening to the sound of our voice on. We are here on Financial Talk Tuesday. We're just strengthening our inner circle with some valuable information to share to the masses. Listen, if you're scrolling, stop. Stop right now. All right. And listen and learn about something that you probably didn't take the time to really ponder on. Okay. Get your pen and your pads out, take copious notes. If you're seeing this on the Create Your Own Economy page, get back with the director on that page and he will answer any questions for you. If you're looking to learn about multiplying your money tonight, this is the live to watch. If you want to park some money, if you want to do anything with your money that's just sitting there and not giving you that compound that you need, it's no time to have money just sitting doing nothing, guys. Money is a tool and it's not a goal. Your money has to work for you. So, enough of that being said, don't want to let the cat out the bag because we're going to be exciting. We're going to hit it and quit it. We're not going to bore you, but we're going to give you some impactful information that you can walk away with. So, Bernard Ponder, Sandra Burton, let's get it.
Hey ladies, how y'all feeling today?
Amazing.
Amazing.
Awesome. We gotta give it up to our hostess with the mostest, Miss Monifa Bartley, out of the Queens, New York. They say they get the money. How you feeling today, boss?
Yes, I'm great. Yes, I'm here to get the money.
Hey, hey, it's time to get the money. It is fourth quarter, y'all. So if you're watching this under the sound of our voices, we're inviting you to actually come have a conversation with us. Mostly most Tuesdays until the end of the year, because we understand that financial literacy, financial education is so important, and we want to make sure that we diversify how we communicate to our audiences, our friends, our family, so it can actually sink in or resonate with them in their thought process. So, with that being said, we got some people from all across the country checking in. If you all will, leave in the comment section where this message is reaching to. I know we're actually growing on from our YouTube channel. My YouTube channel at the moment. However, I will edify and talk very highly about Monifa Bartley, who's our co-host out of New York, Miss Sandra Burton out of Decatur, who are both as well growing their YouTube channel and expanding financial literacy to their networks as well. So when this recording comes out, I will ask that you personally follow these young ladies on YouTube. They do have entrepreneur pages on Facebook. If you don't know the power of an entrepreneur page when it comes to networking and building your brand and business, get back with one of the people who invited you to hear this information, because we're really striving to help more people build assets and leave a lifestyle, improve their lifestyle, and leave a legacy for their kids. Is that safe to say?
Absolutely.
Yes,
So,
sir.
if you're under the sound of my voice, we don't want to be long, but we definitely want to be strong. Today's subject is all about investment income. Let me clear my throat. Y'all ready? What's the term for today?
Investment
That's me.
income.
Investment income, and this is our Create Your Own Economy inner circle of entrepreneurs, and we've been studying. They say the moment you stop learning is the moment you start dying. Sandra, I know you know some stuff about the big beautiful tax bill that's came out, because you're an accountant over 25 plus years. So the education and staying plugged in, everybody say plugged in.
Plug
But
in.
And when we stay plugged into what's going on in our economy, we get a chance to actually affect and create our own economy when we learn some principles and different things of that nature. Today, so on investment income, we actually are working on, and some of us actually have some of these investment options already in play for our families, for our lifestyle currently today. We're already working on them. So we just decided as a group of people from different walks of life. Our inner circle has over 40, 50 people in it We have lots of students in our circle. We have military people in our circle, business owners, and of course, we know employees, right? So if you have not heard about some of the things that we done in the first 2 weeks, this is week 3. Can somebody comment down below? Week 3, investment income. Because I want everybody to know why they're actually tapping into this conversation that we're about to dive into. Okay, is that students, teachers, employees, business owners, all of us are looking for ways to actually improve our finances or even keep more of our own money. So week 1, we talked about cash flow management, how we talk about a system called 3 down, 1 up, taxes down, debt down, bills down, credit scores up, right? But
Yep.
not only that, we started talking about business income and how and why it's so important to add business income to your portfolio. Because most of the time, if we work linear transactions, that means we go to work, we get paid. However, what happens when we clock out or we don't go to work?
We don't get paid.
Get paid.
No checks, no cash. So we want to make sure that no matter what's going on in the economy, or I've been hearing that the government has shut down some things, right? However, on that entrepreneur journey, when you have assets, when you have business partners, you truly don't have to worry about that because you create what's going on in the marketplace. Somebody please put marketplace in the comments below. The marketplace is where we all go, right? Anybody got a Publix in their shopping center? Anybody
Yep.
has a Kroger, a Walmart, right? What
Walmart.
businesses do your families have in the community? How long is your dollar staying in your community? Is it longer than 6 hours? Is it longer than 6 days or 6 weeks? We want to actually talk about how we can keep the money circulating and cash flowing through our generations to come. Okay. So, ladies, if you guys can help me out, and I might take a second away and look away for a second, because I want to make sure that some of the people on my network see this information as well. Is it safe to say we got 4 investment options that we want to talk to people about today?
Yep.
You
Yes.
ladies can help me out. Y'all can take it on. Let's start with 1 or 2, and then I'll see how I can feed into you guys' conversation as well.
Absolutely. The very, very first one, we're gonna do a little, not a deep dive, but we're gonna put our little pinky toe in. We're gonna
Okay.
talk about, and we're gonna use some acronyms. We're gonna talk about the PRA, which stands for Private Reserve Account.
Okay.
And then we're gonna talk about a DCA, which is a diversified cash account. That is the very, very, very first. And we like to call those 2 items as a place where we park. So absolutely. I can't wait to do a deep dive into talking more about that.
All right. So you said we're parking our money right first, correct?
Yep.
The biggest thing about investment options is simply you knowing that your money is working for you. Put this in your notes. Money making money is way better than labor making money. We can all attest to that.
Yep.
Yes.
How many people would love to have all their bills on autopilot because your money made you enough money to be able to live and enjoy your lifestyle?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Or do you guys want to go back to working? Nothing against 9 to 5, because a lot of us still have that, right?
Yep.
But putting in 8-hour days, 12-hour days, not anybody called enslaving. I think when I turn it inward, it's like I'll be a slave for my family, right? I think that's the mindset when we say slave into it, right? But how many people are willing, would rather have their money putting that work in versus us putting that work in? All of us, correct?
Absolutely.
Yes.
So the first one is a DCA, okay? A DCA is a diversified cash flow account. Diversified cash account. And the beautiful thing about this is for anybody who actually has debt. Anybody got some debt?
Absolutely.
Good debt, bad debt, right? No matter who we are, we somehow got some kind of debt. However, with the DCA, it allows you to be able to become your own bank and get out of debt faster than slower. Any of you guys know anything about some DCAs?
Absolutely. I like to say the DCA is more of education. Your money is making you money. A lot of times when we go, like you said, to debt, a lot of times when we go into debt, buying a car, buying a house, all we know is the terms, right? So normally on a car, what we say, 60 months. However, with the DCA, we like to educate you that although you signed that big old contract for those 60 months, there are so many options to pay it off sooner. Matter of fact, in the chat box, I want you to say something about education and debt. You know, they have to go hand in hand. The wealthy do not get wealthier just by paying the 60 notes. No, there are some things when you sit down with the professional, we're always going to stress that. When you sit down with the expert, they're going to educate you on how to get out of debt sooner than later. And those are just tools, that's just wealth, that's the wealth of knowledge. So with the diversified cash account, we like to say that that's our savings account, but it's on steroids.
Yeah.
And it teaches us when we go and make those lengthy purchases, like all of us, you know, everybody want a car, right? But if you don't have the right education when you purchase that car, you'll fall in with the others. However, this wealth of knowledge is for the private. The next thing you said, Mr. Ponder, is a PRA, which is once again the private reserve account. We like to think of that as our actual retirement fund. See, they only teaches us more, about this 401k or a pension. Hey, start that good job so you can get a 401k. Not knowing that if you keep that 401k long enough and you retire, guess what? You're going to be paying taxes on it.
Very true.
Would you like to know, look, Monifa, if you had the education and the knowledge, wouldn't you want to sit down with, once again, the professional and the expert, we're always going to use those terms, and see now how can I retire without paying additional money, penalties, and interest of my own money to retire? See, a lot of times when people use those 401ks, is it safe to say everything doesn't always go as planned? Mistakes happen, emergencies happen, and when you borrow from this 401k, they don't tell you the bad stuff. They don't tell you that, because you're not 59 and a half, you're going to have a penalty, and we're going to charge you a little interest, and then on top of that, good old Uncle Sam is going to have his hand out, because now it may have moved you to a different tax bracket.
That's...
So now you're getting hit 1, 2, 3 times. So the education alone behind a PRA is worth like money, like in the bank. We like to say that. So absolutely.
Yeah, I wanted to add to that too, Sandra, that, I mean, where else would you have your money? In a bank?
Okay.
How much interest are you getting from that? Somebody put in the chat how much interest how much money is there money making in a regular bank. We'll talk about, like, we don't want to say it, but like Bells, Argo, maybe, maybe
okay.
Run.
Not okay,
and that's funny because at the end of the year, you get that statement and you think, okay, I'm gonna make some money, and that you get the statement, it's $2.50. I don't even think the return right now on even money markets, the savings right now is not even worth, I don't even think you get I would say a Chick-fil-A meal, depending on how much you have in there.
Facts. And the thing is about having a parking lot for your money. It gives you the potential to have double-digit returns. Somebody put that in the comment section. Double-digit returns. That's one of the reasons why we invest anyway. A lot of times when people are putting money into like a savings account, all of us are getting that 0.0000000000001% return on our investment. What makes more sense? Putting $10,000 in a public banking system that's governed by the FDIC, Federal Deposit Insurance Company. Where do banks put their money? Let's talk about that. Where do banks invest their money that they get from us?
Well, it's called the FDIC for a reason, because that's where they're putting your money. So why not just skip the middleman and now learn what the parking lot of what we're talking about and just take it straight there and make the money from your money the right way. However, Mr. Ponder, we're going to use this word again. You got to sit down with the professionals and you got to sit down with the experts, because this is not any cookie cutter type transaction. What you may need, what I may need, what Ms. Bartley may need is something totally different, And with our, with our inner circle, you have a plethora of those experts that we're talking about, as well as those professionals, and they
That
can
point,
sit down with you.
that 0.0000, I've always looked at that as like, ooh, I get point nothing return. It's like, ooh, it's better than something, right?
They
But
used to give you a toaster and a little ink pen
a
or
sucker
something.
too.
I
They
don't.
give you a
Yeah,
sucker.
they still give
They
the
give you a
suckers because that's
sucker
what you.
The
That's what
dum
you are
dums.
leaving your money
Because
there.
they letting you know literally what you are. You're being
You're not
pumped.
getting, and the thing is about like even when our education under DCA is that it's arbitrage. Like hustlers
Yes.
in the street, they flip their money. Shout out to the people who know how to flip their money legally, right? But the banks too. If you put $10,000 in the bank, that's why I brought up the point zero nothingness, right? Is that most traditional savings account allows the bank is able to flip or reinvest your money at least 7 times before they give you anything back in return, right?
Mhm.
And the thing is about that PRA, I know a lot of people when they talk about, well, I know you guys are sharing this tonight. Y'all got 4 different amazing options that I'm probably not even in or didn't know that I had access to with my hands. Is that people talk about the stock market, right? And the stock market is where the money is, right? Somebody put a bell, market. The markets is where the money is, right? But that's why our team to create your own economy. When you understand wealth principles, you understand you can make shifts and pivots to what's going on in the marketplace. See, our PRA is a private self-banking kind of program, but it's connected to the stock market as well. If the see, in a 401k, right? And a 401k is directly connected to the stock market. Rest in peace to my father who just passed away in January this year, right? Salute to Pops. But one of the things I loved about my dad was he had a notebook. My dad had a green old school notebook, and I'm not too sure what it was because he worked in the postal system as well, right? But he looked at that G account, it was the H account. It's so many different funds, right? We know about
Yes.
ETFs and all those different things. There are different funds, but one of my mentors, shout out to Chuck Harden, minimum $6,000 every single month in our inner circle as well. 6 figures in his job, right? But during the pandemic, when a lot of us got together to start working from home to make money, he lost over 6,000. I think it was over $10,000 in one account in his 401k. See,
Yeah.
that is nothing wrong with parking your money in a 401k, especially if they match it. But how many people get pissed off when you notice? See, I work for. Can I call out the company, or I can say the initials TSA, right? But when I worked there, and when they let us go, a group of us, they let us go during the time because they put equipment in. Anybody ever worked a job and the equipment became more important than the people?
Oh,
Anybody
yeah.
familiar with AI, artificial intelligence, right? So that was something that we dealt with. But the thing is that in that account, when it was time for us to leave, they charged me about 3, 5, I don't know, 7. It felt like 28% of my own money that they was matching during that time. But the thing about a PRA is that what we're sharing is it's too like the 401k. It's connected to the stock market. When the stock market goes up, your money goes up. But being a PRA, it's a stop loss prevention. Put that in the notes. PRA equals stop loss prevention. With a PRA, when the markets go down, your money just levels out. But when the markets go up, it goes up with the markets. The beautiful thing, unlike our 401k, what we've been educated on, instead of taking money out your 401k and they take 10% of that, right?
Mhm.
In a PRA, you borrow the money from yourself and you pay yourself first, and you earn the interest on the money that you already put in and borrow. Somebody say double dip.
Double dip.
So those are the things that got us excited about a Financial Talk Tuesday. But because how many people would like to borrow money from themselves and then pay themselves interest on the money that they borrowed from themselves? Do y'all know that's what the bank's doing to us every single day?
Yes.
Absolutely.
Yes, they are.
Even if
See, it's private information that people are not privy to. And this is what I always discuss. Like, we have to learn every day. And a lot of people would think that they know so much, but they have no idea.
Effects.
These are how the Rockefellers, the Disneys, the Rothschilds, this is how they build their legacy and remained relevant till this day. We know
Remain
those names,
wealthy.
okay?
For generations.
Wealthy, generational wealth. And this is all we're trying to share with you guys tonight, that we too build a legacy, and our family and our great grandchildren know our last names, the Ponders, the Burtons, the Bartleys.
Say that name again.
That
I like my name. Anybody ever smile when they think about what your last name is? Like, oh, Ponder. Yeah. Absolutely.
You should. It's legacy.
Right. It's legacy. Absolutely.
One of my mentors at my high school, he just retired, but he said, live your dash. You know, you guys, we all know about the birth date, but we also know, rest in peace, the death date. But how many of you guys are actually in your dash creating leverage?
Yeah.
The first billionaire in the world, his name is Jean-Paul Getty. He said, I'd rather earn just 1%. Can y'all imagine earning 1% off the entire market?
Absolutely.
He said, I'd rather earn 1% off of 100 other people marketing my money or moving my money versus 100% of my own effort. That's labor, right? I'd rather earn 1% off of 100. I'd rather earn 1% off of 100 people's efforts than off 100% of my own effort. Because if anything ever happened to me, 99% of the work still gets done. I'm gonna throw in a bonus in here, man. And I know we're not closing yet, but one of the best investment options I ever had was my home-based business.
Okay.
It gave me time and money and perspective. It gave me education. I think it's one of the best places. I call it a personal development course with an amazing compensation plan. I'm celebrating 20 years this year right now as a graduate of my school, right? But 20 years ago, ain't no way I could have been talking to my friends, my coworkers about a DCA or PRA, the stock market. We grow as we continue to learn stuff. We're able to get better. So we've talked about 2 investment incomes today, ladies, and I appreciate how y'all sharing. We talked about the DCA, like a debt to wealth program, right? But we also talked about the PRA, being able to borrow from yourself and pay yourself interest. Private reserve account. This is what the wealthy families talk about all the time, right? Now we have access to put our hands on the same information. But let's talk about the next one. Land banking.
Okay.
Land banking, I've learned that it's purchasing land in the path of growth. How many people see the economy? In Atlanta, we are getting ready for FIFA. Anybody know what FIFA is?
It's the soccer.
Soccer.
You got the money United on.
Look, I'm in the market. Look, you see me? I'm in the marketplace. I understand the timing, right?
Oh, Lord.
Listen, in Atlanta, Georgia, Monique, you got to come visit us in down here in Georgia, right? It is chaos in Georgia right now. Really? Because they are saying in 2026, the Olympics are coming. The Olympics are I'm tripping. The FIFA, the Soccer World Cup is coming. Some people don't know that the Atlanta United, their first year, they won the entire trophy. They won the whole thing. The first year in Atlanta, that was maybe 10 years ago. So I think that's why it is finally getting here. But what I'm getting at is, just like the .com era back in the 90s, we're experiencing some of the same stuff when we talk about land banking, because in 1987 or 86, they announced that the Olympics were coming to Georgia. Georgia went from 2 to 3 lane highways to 5 lane, 6 lane highways because they knew the people were coming, right? They knew people would be coming and bringing. When people come to the town, ain't that investment capital?
Yes.
Absolutely.
For the city to be able to capitalize on
the restaurants, the transit system, it's a plethora of people that are going to actually benefit from something like that. The small businesses in a whole, absolutely.
Absolutely. So the thing that we're seeing in Georgia right now, we already expanded in the 90s with the Olympics, 96 Olympics here. But what we're getting ready for is FIFA in 2026. Monifa, we are getting spaghetti junctions everywhere. So instead of 5-lane highways, they got the bridges going over, they building them, right?
What?
We just saw one sign that said, no traveling on this. It said, something, what it say? Avoid
Avoid.
this street. Avoid this street from October 2025 until December 2026.
And it's a major street here, so you can imagine. However, infrastructure does what?
It brings more capital to the city.
Yep.
So the thing is that if we live in a capitalistic city, going back to last week's conversation of business income, how many of you guys want to start your own business? How many of you guys want to offer your own service or product so when these people come to your city, you can capitalize on it? There's nothing wrong with capitalism, guys, right? Either you're gonna get either you're gonna capitalize or you're gonna get capitalized
on, right?
The week one we talked about inflation. That's the silent income killer. So if you're not playing the game, if you're not watching the game or playing the game, the game's being played on you right now. So let's talk land banking, right?
Be at the right place at the right time.
Right place, right time. We got a sweet deal in Antelope Valley, California right now, right? Because our company and our inner circle, we actually purchased this huge plot of land that's east of LA, right? That's south of the mountains, that's north of Mexico. To the east is nothing but open land and opportunity for development. They just announced about almost 8 years ago that in 2028, that the Olympics are coming to Antelope Valley, California. So when we talk to you guys about land banking, some of you guys who have nice 401ks, right? This may be a nice place for you to capitalize on because places like Kaiser Permanente just put their headquarters there. Anybody ever heard of Silicon Valley?
Yep.
Yes.
That's what the Googles are. I think that's what Facebook headquarters are. Nothing but open land, and they bring all these big old warehouses in, and now they're capitalizing on the land. So when the Olympics are coming to Anaheim, California, I think I said it right, the place. If I'm wrong, y'all catch me up. Right?
Yeah, Antelope Valley.
Antelope Valley. Thank you. I think I said Anaheim. I've been both places. They're nice.
All known as new green energy.
Green Energy Valley, right? Mm-hmm. So with that being said, is Warren Buffett, shout out to him, right? He just put over $2.8 billion in a transit system that goes through it from Las Vegas to Los Angeles. And we're in a pace right now to be able to network with people who are looking to put their money in places that can make double-digit returns for them. Anybody else excited about land banking?
Ooh, absolutely. Absolutely.
So land banking. So what are the three we covered so far?
We've covered PRA,
mm-hmm.
DCAs,
and land banking. Ms. Bartley, I think you know a little bit or a lot of it about this last topic of a nice place to be able to place or park your money when it comes to precious metals.
I was trying to find this slide so I can actually, would I be able to like share my screen?
And I think I gave you co-host capabilities too. So if you
in the meantime, right. In the meantime, while I get that, I didn't know you was gonna finish so quickly. But silver is on the rise. How many people know most weapons, most things that we get made, it gets made with silver.
Mm-hmm.
And silver has increased from June to now. Silver probably it was like $30-something. Now it's high 40s.
Yep.
So I can't talk and chew gum at the same time, guys. So I didn't get the slide because now I'm excited.
It's okay. It's okay. And funny you said that. I was just told that gold went up over the weekend. So
it did. Wow.
Yes. I have a relative that's all he does is follow gold and silver. and he.
Yeah, I have to call my neighbor now because he lives out in Arizona. He moved, he used to live next door to me. He lives out in Arizona now, and he has like a multi-level business with gold. So
Wow.
he's all for it. So I know he's probably excited.
And they're not making any more gold or silver, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say the same thing about land. Like God ain't making no more dirt. So when you got the capability, it's the best real estate.
Yeah.
Our land banking program, buying land is one of the best real estate. Back in my day, I actually worked at a not a hotel, but it was a condominium, and I actually was what did I do? I valeted the cars, right? And next to the building was a huge parking lot. And me being a hustler, you know, I got a little New York in me, Monique. I like to kind of get to it legally how I can, right? But the thing is, the parking lot is such you silly, is that it's a club right next to it. And they gave us the capability to be able to charge people to be able to park in the open land. And my job was to just direct the cars and make sure that they were all in a nice lane. But can you guys imagine in 3 hours making $200, $300 by people parking and then leaving? We're stopping to pause on this for a second just to say, man, it's so many things out here that help you your money make more money, and that land banking actually always turns me up. But the thing about the thing about precious metals is it's not losing its value.
Right.
Precious
and it's
metals.
something when you diversify your portfolio. We hear it all day, every day. So if you can get that diversification going on and making your money is making you money. Like I said last time while we was here, when I go to sleep at night, I want to wake up and be like, okay, I made some more money. It's nothing like that, you know. That work hard portion that you were saying. It's getting ready to be busy season for a lot of the transportation people in transportation.
Yep.
It's Christmas, right? So that work hard
Holidays.
mentality, that's some hard work. So if I can once again talk with a professional or expert to now direct me on whatever monies I have to put it in a land banking opportunity, to put it in precious metal opportunity, or even the PRA or the DCA that we're talking about. Absolutely.
You guys got me excited because even next week's conversation, I'm kind of crack the door a little bit. You guys talked about the Rockefellers, right? And Rockefellers talks about owning nothing but controlling everything, right? If you get you a brick of silver, platinum, or any of those things, the value of it goes up just by you owning it or by having it, and let the market kind of control how it goes up. It can't really lose its value, you know? You chip off a piece of silver or gold, it still holds its value by weight, right? And one of our mentors said, they say, when I go to the bank, they don't count my money. They weigh it. I want you to weigh my money, bro, for real.
I love it.
And I'm glad we have access, guys. I can't do it, but I'm just glad we have access to such things, vehicles, I should say, like this. Black-owned depository.
Ooh, top words.
You don't hear anybody talk about that. And we have access to that. And if silver is something that we can get valuable income every month, would that interest anyone?
Right.
By buying silver, keeping it in a depository, getting what are they doing with it? Oh my gosh, forgive me.
You good.
We're leasing. We're leasing. We're having leasing contracts. Nobody is talking about leasing contracts. Nobody's sitting you at the table and say, yo, you can lease silver and get paid every month by it and become a millionaire in 5 years by doing funding, buying this silver, putting it in the depository and benefiting, getting paid every month, getting passive income every single month.
Like what you did there. I like that.
Win-win.
I like that. Like that.
It's a win-win. Some people, you can get hurt today. What are you positioning yourself to do to earn if you get hurt and can't go to work if you have a W-2 and you're an employee?
Big fact.
We got to think about these things, guys. We got to think about these things.
One of the options
Diversification is a must.
One of the options that we will talk about next week is a financial freedom account. That's in our closing, our recap. We're going to talk about mastery. We're going to talk about trust funds and things of that nature next week. But yeah, that's going to be really fun. So with that being said, we don't want this conversation to be long. This is Financial Talk Tuesday. We thank y'all for taking 25-30 minutes out of your time to just kind of be enlightened on some of the things the people around you are doing, right? The only people who are going to see this are our friends on Facebook and if they click on it, you know. But if not, and we get a chance to catch up with you, we may say, hey, look, take a look at this, because we know the people around us are doing great. And a lot of people are just looking for ways to diversify their lifestyle. A lot of people are looking for options on how they can do things. There's a lot of ways to skin a cat, but it's only one way that it works for you, right? So with that being said, we want to actually invite you guys to be a part of our inner circle. If you heard something in this conversation that resonated with you when it comes to putting your money in a parking lot, like just the mindset of thinking like that is like, let my money work for me and not me work for my money. If you like those kind of conversations, get back with the person who invited you to come learn with us on some different things in investment income, business income, cash flow management, any of those subjects. These are things that you guys see. We talk about this stuff every week, don't we?
Yes.
Yeah,
it's the norm for us.
Iron sharpens iron.
Yeah, and it's kind of like once your mind is expanded to certain information, it don't go back. It's like
I want to throw this in too. A lot of times when it comes down to investments, people are kind of confused on when should I have this talk. One of a wise mentor always told me this, that in the middle, when you change a job, that is the time when you need to speak with a professional or an expert regarding money. Because if you are on this particular job and you had some type of pension, some type of 401k, that is when you talk with the professional or the expert, because they may be able to give you options on any of the investments that we just talked about. So it's not, like I said, it's not a cookie cutter program. However, if you saw something or you want to know more of anything you've heard, absolutely get back with the person that invited you or shared this video with you. I love it.
Right.
Yeah. You changed the profession.
Comment simple. If you want to learn these simple steps to wealth, comment simple below on any one of our pages, whichever you may have seen this live from, and one of the directors will get back to you.
Facts. I like that you say, hey, anytime you change your profession, you might want to consult with somebody about your 401k, right? I've seen you many times, Sandra, deal with people who changed job and was like, what about that 401k I had over there with that company? They still match? Do people have some real questions like, what happens to that money over there? Nah.
And we like to say, would you leave your child in an empty house if you move? So when you change jobs, that's just like leaving your child in an empty house. So that's we don't do that, you know. And either all of us can get back with you on any of the things that we've talked about and share some more information. Absolutely.
Yep. The biggest thing is we have a full team of financial experts behind us that educates us first, right? But also helps us along our journey of improving our cash flow, improving our business income, improving our investment options. So if you're one of those persons who are looking to get to investment options, simply comment down below the word simple and we'll share with you our 5 simple steps to wealth. But until next time, have an amazing night and week. And come back and visit us next week as we do our recap on this Financial Talk Tuesday. Ladies, I appreciate all the service and sacrifices you guys make to be able to share this financial literacy with so many other people. I'll see you guys throughout the week. Have a good night.